Welcome to an update from the Rector. I am Susie Comer and I am the Rector of St. Mark's Episcopal Church in Richmond, Texas. And today is September 9th. I've been seeing a lot of white ibis on my morning walks. These birds have white feathers and black bands on their wingtips, long orange legs, and the most outrageously long curved bills, which they use to dig out morsels from mud flats and even wet lawns. The white ibis is a symbol for danger and optimism because Native American folklore held that the bird was the very last to seek shelter before a hurricane and the first to emerge afterwards. As symbols for danger and optimism go, our little 8 a.m. in-person outdoor service of the Eucharist can be seen as a symbol for danger, and that it is in gathering these days that folks can be exposed to the pandemic virus. But the outdoor service is also a sign of optimism in that the hope and possibility of return is embodied in that small group of individuals who gather masked outside to worship. Wisdom requires that we not ignore danger, but treat it with respect and prepare and plan to ensure safety. Hope requires that we look forward toward the unknown with optimism, and not just optimism, but with trust in God's transforming power over evil and darkness. I wonder each time the ibis poke their beaks down into the wet turf, are they just being hopeful? Is it force of habit that plunges those beaks down into the mud, into the unknown? Can they smell what they are looking for? Do their beaks come up empty most of the time? Each Sunday at 8 a.m., I carefully mask and use gel alcohol before I raise the host, already softened by the humidity, before I break it, and declare to the gathered faithful, Christ, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. And the faithful who are present respond, therefore let us keep the feast. Raising the host to break it, the past and the future are drawn into a moment of declaration. The faithful will be fed by this sacrificial act that has transformed all of creation. What will come of this breaking and of this feeding of the gathered? With the motorcycles and 18-wheelers passing, breaking the small priest's host in half, can seem like whistling in the dark, shouting at the hurricane, like standing outside the window of one dying. What can such small pieces of unleavened bread, we distribute just one kind of the consecrated elements right now, what can they do? Are they enough for our yearning, for our great hunger? What crazy hope we have that these small pieces are a feast. We cannot see what they will do. As Paul writes, for now we see in a mirror dimly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know only in part, then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. We cannot see clearly. Our vision is limited. But this feast is more than just tidbits of bread, taking a chance. Rather, it is the remembering, enacting of the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ for us, for the world. These tidbits are manifestations of the transformation of the world, Christ's body for the world, even if the traffic on the highway is heavy. May we hear Paul's prayer to the Ephesians as a prayer for us during these challenging days. I pray that you may have the power to comprehend with all the saints what is the breadth and length and height and depth, and to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge, so that you may be filled with all the fullness of God.